and also scaling, something that you mentioned. I think they are going to scale pretty well. So they're not too afraid to push this game long if it's necessary. It's also a second game. They lost the first one, so they want to have some more security. And it definitely feels good. I think we are going to see the game 3.
So less all in on a fast timing. They got a little bit of everything there. If they do well on the lanes, FED still feel like Gaimin will still set a very high timing, high tempo?
They should, because that's their playstyle. And also, an issue that happened last game was because Doom had such a good game off of some really good plays in the early game, he had that early blink to then blink Doom and Invoker. I think blink Dooming a Void Spirit in the early game is a lot harder to do. So if your tempo setter from the mid lane isn't worrying about getting doomed like pre-minute 20, they should be able to rotate. They should be able to get killed.
Gaming can also smoke quite effectively. Like Tusk, Sniper, plus a Brood or a Void Spirit should net kills. They can kind of get Gaimin lacked kind of purpose outside of me walk down tower last game. So I think they have a bit more of a game to play this time.
Okay, well, let's see and let's hear the thoughts of Coach Milan, who's standing right now with Tyrion.
Hello, Sheebs. I am here with Milan. I watched your series against Spirit, and you guys almost looked like you sort of surprised yourselves with that result. And here you are up again, 1-0 in the series. Confidence must be incredibly high.
I mean, again, we're playing as another world champion, so I don't think we think much about them. Like, we only focus on ourselves and try to like take what we can from it. I think everybody in this tournament looks a bit down on us, and I think we try to use it and just play the best we can every moment of the game.
So I notice you guys have Doom and Weaver in this draft, two heroes that statistics say are not especially winning heroes. Explain to me why you've gone for Doom and Weaver in this draft in particular.
I think all heroes have their unique strengths, and it depends on the whole draft, like the heroes they played with and against. And if it's only like 10 to 15 games on different teams, it's like the results might vary. You know, even the Tundra series, I think second game they should have won with Doom and stuff like this. Like, I think it will work for us, but you never know. A million things will happen.
But you're confident in your team going into game 2 here?
I'm always confident in my team. I think that's what our strength is trusting each other. You just have to. And that's it. We just trust each other. We play every sequence the best we can, and what happens, happens.
Brilliant. Well, we look forward to game 2. The game 1 was fantastic. And to cast this game, we're going to cast it over to Sunsfan and Cinder, and I'm feeling generous. Have a good one, boys.
Wow. Expecting some sort of quib there.
He wasn't feeling generous.
I don't even know.
He had nothing.
I don't know how to react.
He had nothing.
I'm dumbfounded by that. Thank you so much, Ted. Really appreciate it. Of course, was interview of Milan, the coach of Nouns. And Cinderin, game number 2, Nouns have shown that they are here for a reason.
Yep, for sure. But I would also say in this draft, Gaimin have shown that they are here for a reason. Because I think this adjustment to what happened in game number 1, I think looks very promising to me. That's not to say that they're necessarily a favorite based on strategy, but it does show that they had a pretty clear discussion about problems they just faced, and they're making adjustments. Now, for me, this game is interesting for a different reason. This is kind of the battle of the bottom of the barrel. It's Sniper versus Doom. Which hero can have the worst win rate out of the two?
Yeah.
And we shall see. I think we had a series with Gaimin Gladiators recently, you and I. That was the one where they ran that. I think that was part of their Chen Alchemist strat, where they ran a 4 sniper, and we were like, there were a lot of picks that we thought could have done better for them. We'll see if Tofu can shine here. Obviously, the Sniper Brood lane is a one they love to run.
Yep.
But yeah, I have not personally been particularly impressed by Sniper 4 from any team.
Nope. Agreed.
Regardless of whether it's won or not, it has not convinced me.
Sometimes they win. It's like, oh, Sniper just happened to be on that. Really have the hugest of impact. But the laning stage is a pretty important aspect of Sniper. So we'll see. And obviously, on the other side, the Doom, with such a horrific win rate that we talked about last game, are just one with it.
Yep.
We're talking off camera again about how important that shard that he got in that 50-50 of the Tormentor was.
That was actually fun.
Based on one in particular fight, and I wonder, I don't know how often he actually buys it, but if that's going to change itemization at all.
I mean, you had the point that it's kind of interesting against Brood because of when there's that many spiders running in, you can heal a ton with the shard, but I don't think we'll see him buy it. Lella's in trouble.
Yep, power shot did miss. Bushwhack connects onto Celery.
Dyrachyo in trouble.
Yep, Dyrachyo is the one that has to worry now as Gunnar with that Scorched Earth. Like it's going to be enough. Still, I mean, getting this position 1 out of the lane for even 2 seconds can definitely turn the tides in this lane. Come back down the avenue he went through before. Gunnar very healthy. And I wanted to mention one thing as well. Obviously, the Treant Protector was banned in the second phase. That was what I played last game. This, historically, is the best hero.
He is very good at Phoenix.
Throughout his entire historic career,
yeah,
this is his best hero by far.
By nature, it functions very differently from Treant, though. I know both heroes have a little bit of healing, if you will, but the way they use Treant, I guess the one similarity is that they use both supports as a combo breaker, I suppose you could call it. Like the Treant, when the enemy team is advancing on you, you overgrowth them and hold them in place. On Phoenix, you drop down the Supernova and you divert attention. You either have to run away, or you have to hit the egg, or you have to be really strong and just tank it out. So I guess from that perspective, it's kind of similar, but in not having that big lockdown that Fly has offered them in these previous 3 games that they've owned in, his Treant has been instrumental in every win. So we'll see if the Phoenix can do something similar, or if this is a little bit of a weak spot that Gaimin have found in this 3rd game with the ban.
Yeah, imagine banning a tree and that makes all the difference. It might be.
I mean, it's a very high win rate hero in this patch in high immortal pubs as well. So it's like it's a good Treant patch in general, and then you combo that with having Fly on it. It's one of his absolute best, and then, you know, it's definitely a good patch to be good at Treant. So he's not going to shy away from that given the opportunity.
So far, if we want to look at the mid lane, it's the Storm Brother. Oh, we actually have first blood. Tofu on the sniper. After we gave that hero so much praise, of course, dies to Fly, who gets the first blood.
Yeah, and Ace can't trade. He's a level 3 Brood, so
it happens. But both members of Nouns are pretty damn low here. And again, we talked about regen aspect coming out from Ace's facet with Brood. So
yeah,
Tangos won't be nearly as effective unless they step outside of the. Interesting how positioning is actually really important while the Tango is.
I don't know if it reduces
that count
the
as
Tango. Actually, it looks like it does.
Ellis inside the shards will actually stand his ground. Celery will get Infernal Bladed
he's in
with the
trouble
pushback
here.
to follow. Power Shot not really going to connect onto anything. The Scorched Earth should be enough. The last right click from Gunnar brings Celery to the ground. Dyrachyo will have to win run back under the cover of Tier 1 Tower. So Gunnar and company having a pretty decent time in this lane. I mean, Dyrachyo's farm is going very well, though.
Yeah, he's out of mana, though. So let's see what he does. I guess the Arcane Boots are not far away. It's just 350, and he has a big wave coming into his tower, so he can probably CS this without using too much mana. But yeah, this bottom lane, I would say for Nouns, yep, they're going to just go on him. He has no mana, so Gunnar's going to poke and prod at Dyrachyo. Realizes there's no backup. He's just hooked.
Hits, Acorn Shot. Lelis gets credit for that one, and yeah, this lane has definitely turned in Nouns' favor.
I mean, look at the tip as well. Copy is immediately like, he's immediately tipping Celery for TPing mid for the bottle refill of Quinn because that just opened up a kill on Dyrachyo on the Wind Ranger. So just taking immediate advantage of that. I think the comms there must have been really clear. We just heard their comms previously, very clear. Just he TP'd mid on Tusk. They just dive the Wind Ranger. There's no counterplay.
Celery actually picked up the first power rune of the game. Damage. We'll be able to use it too effectively here. Very least does deny it towards the Noun side.
Is under attack.
Looking at the CS for the mid lane, very even overall. Copy with a slight lead. Both heroes of the Spirit variety are level 6 though, so mobility is at their disposal, meaning ganking them will be quite difficult.
Yeah.
What do you think? I mean, you actually called off camera the Void Spirit pick. What do you think of this hero in the current meta?
I mean, I wasn't really fully confident in them choosing it. I was just seeing the Ags against 2 cores, right? It's good against the Storm and the Weaver. It's a Quinn specialty. It's a classic hero matchup against Void Spirit in the lane. When I wait with that, Gunnar might get run down here if they have enough slow. Quinn,
Okay,
this is a
snowball.
deep. He's actually thinking twice about it.
Tower's going to help out here a bit as well, although I'm not sure they want to pursue considering 3 members of game.
That does not feel
Failed
good. taking
gank there.
down
Now Yuma, the help of Fly, taking damage instead.
Yep. They're
Thought they
working
might
on
be
that
for
very
help.
well together.
Quite low.
Damn, they both took like 500 there.
Is under attack.
Yeah, so the Void Spirit, I think it's the most important thing here. It's comfort for Quinn, and the core matchups are good when you have the Ags. But how good he is in the meta? Good question. Like, I feel like more or less no teams are really running this very much, so could be a lot of the time that is a sign that, you know, the hero has kind of fallen off a bit. But there's no game, there's no hero that's never good. So
Yep.
it's about identifying, and the later you get in the draft, the more niche you can get with your picks because you have enough information to cover weaknesses that heroes have. So I think it's a good pick this game. See if he makes it work. That rotation didn't work out, obviously. Yuma in trouble.
Here has Shikuchi. Oh, just in time to get out of the reach of the snowball.
They're going to see him. I think he
Well,
saw him. Oh, he missed.
Again, outside of the shards. Boy, these ganks for Gaimin not working out early on in the game. A good time to go, though.
My goodness, Yuma has bad CS. I just realized this is... I mean, Nouns have 3 kills, but they're losing the lanes quite significantly here. Copy's doing well, but the Brood is 46 and 15 against Weaver, 27 and 4. Your Doom is 34 and 2 against 53 and 9. Just raw, complete outlaning here by Gaimin Gladiators. Duracho in trouble, will be doomed.
Tofu, he's going to be dead first.
They'll make up for it with good movement.
And Doom bottom. So yeah, big kill for Gunner.
They need all these kills to keep this game even. That's what's so crazy about it, is that Gaimin's laning has been just completely...
Yeah, 5-0 now.
Very solid.
Gaimin in the lead.
Yeah. That's been very unusual for this patch, that teams win the lanes this hard. But just like in game number 1, Nouns are really good at rotating and just having good calls. So that can cover up some of those weaknesses quite well.
Step onto copy Quinn. 1 level behind right
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah.
Apart. Smoke up, actually. Action as copy a bit low on mana. Doesn't have anything in his bottle as well. 8 charges on the wand, but it looks like their sights are set on Gunner and Lelith.
Nice power shot.
Power shot will clip him inside the shards. This should be a freebie.
Yeah.
Didn't really need Quinn. Does have his TP for the minute.
Oh, and he's going to get an Arcane, yeah. Copy will be too late. I think Copy could have actually committed for that rune, but then he would have expended his entire mana pool and been at risk of getting chased down by Quinn +1, perhaps.
Bigger kill, though. Ace. Oh, got a good amount of distance, and Copy just no mana to fully pursue. Yuma poking him from the side, but get him down to half. Refill of the bottle will occur here for Copy.
Seeing a clear adjustment here as well from Ace in terms of itemization. So last game with that Orchid first item, now he's going to go for Mech, probably Mech Pipe, just full on Aura build. And he feels like he doesn't need the Orchid because this time he actually has heroes in his team that are going to play make. So the Void Spirit is going to do the brunt of the silencing and the initiation. You have Windranger, who this time the carry has some sort of lockdown. You have the Tusk. Sniper's also there. He's like the weird cousin. Everybody has that guy, but it's fine.
Terrible win rate, so nobody really likes him, but they have to include him in their draft. Apparently.
He's part of the family.
Like, that's a family reunion. You got to be there, but God, we hate you. Yeah, so it'll be a pretty fast Ags, like you said, for Quinn as Gunner get ganked here. Celery gets off the shards. Duracho with the shackle shot. But the Doom is going to be applied to the Tusk instead. Meanwhile, mid lane, Tofu does net the kill onto Copy, which is a much bigger
Oh, almost
kill.
got fly as well, because Quinn gets him.
Step and
No,
will
he didn't
actually
commit.
back away. He gets bushwhacked to a tree for his troubles. Aether Remnant is going to connect onto Gunner. They're going to try to chase him down. He has Astral Step available, though. 1 charge onto the river. As Tofu, he might be the one that gets sacrificed here instead. Bushwhack will ensure it.
I think Quinn could have killed the Phoenix there, but it might have cost him his life. So it's one of those moments you got to just make the decision, right? And he plays the safer option, gets out of there. And probably the right call.
Considering that Quinn is going for the early Ags, you see Witchblade will be the first item for copy. Does that mean he needs to go for the BKB as a second item?
Yeah, most likely. We'll see
The
that.
stacking or double silence is pretty
Celery getting help too late.
Yeah,
It's a
pretty big
brood
for copy.
TP. Unless Ace really wants to play down here, this didn't really feel like a good TP to me, but I guess they're going to redistribute their resources a little bit and have him pressure bot. So yeah, 2-8 the score, and a 3,000 gold lead for Gaimin Gladiators because they are farming up a storm while playing a... while nouns are around making these moves, one of the key differences in this game compared to the previous one is the nature of Gaimin's lineup with a hero like Void Spirit is that they are forcing rotations for once, right? They are making moves that nouns respond to. And what happened in that mid-sequence with Quinn was effectively 25 uncontested CS for Brood. They just pulled around Nouns' entire team. Nouns, good news for them that they managed to get that kill on Celery into a tier 1, so it wasn't all in vain.
Yep, another difference, of course, like you mentioned earlier, Ace went for mech, not going for Orchid of any kind.
I guess Mech, Pipe, Greaves into... That's when I'm unsure where he's going to go after that. If, you know, you could buy Solar, but you're probably having your supports do that. Maybe Hex? I mean, it's Weaver Storm, right?
Yeah.
I guess he'll just get a Hex and have his teammates do the damage, probably. We'll see about that. Yuma will be... So Ace TP bot, lived there a bit, now he gated top.
Celery spotted. Gets the snowball off, and it's going to be towards Gunner. Okay, he's going to use drinking buddies to get pretty damn far away. He's going to get doomed, though, and the sharpshooter will ensure it. In the end, Nouns do get what they came for, but it is just a support.
The cast range on drinking buddies is...
It's insane, yeah.
It's really high.
I hope they don't nerf that, though, because I think it's awesome to watch. Really cool.
I mean, it's still a really good spell if you cut its range by 200, I think. It's 900 range on all levels of tag team. I think that spell, honestly, I think it's going to get scaling range. That's just the natural way to nerf it. Like 600 plus 100 per level, maybe. Something like that.
Quinn, 50 gold away from the Agnum Scepter, so we'll see how much of an impact this is going to have against that Storm Spirit that we talked about, because Copy, he will be going for the BKB, will be going for the Tofu kill as well, but actually can't get to the high ground quite.
Yeah, Regen Rune, quite good on Storm.
Indeed. Oh, I think technically it's worse than before. Way, right? Didn't they lowered the amount that you regen at? Because if you get hit, it lowers.
Yeah, so the base regen rune is worse in this stage of the game than it used to be, but now you still regenerate after taking. On a hero like Storm, I think that's the hero that got nerfed the most by that change because he was the best at not getting hit while spending his mana. There's the big item alert, number 1. Yeah. So Quinn having a much better game than game 1, and this is the item of the game, potentially. This unlocks a totally new playstyle for Gaimin, where they can now just initiate and kill Storm, they can initiate and kill Weaver, and the side of Nouns does not have saves. There's no disruption or anything to that effect, so...
The important thing is he did show there, so they know for a fact he does have Ags, and yeah, this will be the official reveal, I suppose, as he actually misses the Assimilate, but Lelis is dead nonetheless.
There's that crazy cousin with the gun.
That sounds very American of you to say, actually, as Copy will get the haste rune. Snags.
I mean, look at Sniper. Look at him. And tell me... Okay, you can't see him because you're seeing... Oh, you can. All right. I didn't mean Tofu, okay? I meant Sniper. Tofu doesn't... Tofu is very handsome and definitely not a crazy cousin. He's a very wholesome and nice cousin that we all love, and... Yes. We'll leave it at that.
We will.
I think we need to move the camera before all of Twitch chat lose focus on the actual game, just looking at Tofu's face. All right.
Very hard to look at.
Yep.
Yuma has a Maelstrom right now. The question is, does he go for the Gleipnir right away? No, it'll be the BKB for survivability first. And a shard, which has got to be a top 10 shard in the game. Absurdly good.
Yeah, it definitely... I mean, isn't this like more or less the only carry in Dota that buys their shard
I'm sure
on the regular.
There's got to be a couple.
There's not many, at least.
Okay,
That
Leipnir being showed onto copy. The zip away.
close call. He gets caught there by the Aether, and then he's dead. He might be dead anyway.
To the snowball and the silence from Quinn. Simulate, or Resonant Pulse, I should say, owning him. Now Copy's going to have to stay off the map until he can finish KB. I mean, it is really hard to play against that without any sort of discipline.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pacing of the game definitely feels a lot different here. Game with a 3K lead.
And this is how Brood games often go. If Brood is playing with a team that can take advantage of the vision Brood provides and just keep the ball rolling. And that was what Gaimin tried to do in the previous game with significantly different heroes. But the key difference in the last one was that, first of all, Nouns didn't lose the lanes as hard. And then the moves that they made were at the perfect timing to slow down stuff. Now is, in this game, this would be the perfect timing to find some big kills and slow things down. But it's difficult for them. The Void Spirit is super slippery. The Wind Ranger is a hard carry to kill. Brood has gone full tank. So who do you gank, right? It's a very, very difficult position for the Dire. And the panel was talking about this. Storm's specialty as a hero is playing skirmishes and picking apart 2v2s, 3v3s. And in team fights, he has to find the support. But it's definitely not easy.
Yeah. Should also mention that Gunnar Doom has a blink drums, but the creep that he has stolen is the Centaur, so for the stomp. Now, the Purge actually isn't even that particularly good against the silence from Quinn because he has 2 charges.
Yeah, he has 2 of them.
Pulse.
Yep.
Although, I mean, the Purge we talked about last game, a very low cool, still not low enough. See how much this changes trajectory for... The War Stomp is a classic creep for the Doom. Let's have a bit of a cast time, but smoke now from Gaimin heading back into their jungle. Looks like Nouns will be very aware of it. Be out. Copy basically a recipe away from finishing the beat. Sniper's courier.
He showed his position there. They're going to ping him out because he killed a courier. He might just, yeah, he's okay.
What if somebody was in the base at that point? That
All right, if he would have got ganked there.
ganked in their base.
The only hero crazy enough to be there would be Sniper, and he doesn't have a stun. Well, he has Assassinate, but he wouldn't have time. And I feel like Gaimin's team comms right now is we're not going back across the river.
Despite all of this, and it's only 2,000 net worth lead for Gaimin. They have the tower advantage.
Nouns are doing a good job not bleeding here and finding their farm the best they can.
Yeah, it feels like they've been really on point with knowing when their power spikes are and then committing at that point.
For sure.
Just kind of dodging right now. They should. So they're going to go for the double BKB for the Weaver and the Storm, of course. And Doom, third core for Nouns, will be opting for a Shiva's. Basically a recipe away from that.
And notice how Nouns are moving their heroes, right? Because they know that Gaimin's mindset is just full-on constricting them on their side of the map. So they're playing... This is this new... Or I say new, it's not so new anymore. Oh, Duracho. Ooh, Jesus, that was close. So this is the bigger map that we got, I want to say, when was it, a year ago, a year and a half ago, whatever, coming into effect here. The old Gaimin, you couldn't have done this against because these outskirts of the map didn't exist. But the way Nouns are playing the map now is they have Doom going all the way across the top left and Weaver going all the way across the bottom right and just finding farm that way. That's how they find their
Gunnar
goal.
forces several TP to ensure that they get the Wisdom Rune, and now that they're there, they might as well take Tormy.
Yep.
Hefty damage here. Imagine if Gunnar stuck
Can they
around.
do... Okay,
this
is close.
They
can't do it.
Doraccio, well, we've seen this time and time again.
Don't Stifling Dagger it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
All right, Quinn's into open.
Valerie,
okay.
he can always... Okay. That was hard to watch. But they get it in the end. Quinn with the shard. Nouns will follow suit.
Oh no, are they also going to struggle? Why do you, he had to stop Sunring. He was... Oh my god, these are...
My.
Wow.
Close call.
Valve's greatest invention. Everybody loves these.
Wow, Copy gets the shard.
Yep, because Weaver bought his, and
Well, he was never going to be.
wait,
in the
hang on.
position anyway.
So
he's low. He was lower.
oh, he's lower net worth than Doom.
Hunter.
Yeah, that's actually not that surprising when you consider how the laning stage went. I was talking about how little CS Weaver had, and then you consider Doom had a better laning stage and he has Devour. So yeah. But now Weaver will pull ahead with that extra 1,400 gold he got gifted, essentially. Still 3,000 here for Gaimin Gladiators. I wonder when Roche is going to be a thing, because, you know, Brood could definitely go to work. They're hard to contest into with the auras, but they don't have the best Roshing lineup. Well, they will do it now, though.
Dire's bottom tower is under
They
attack.
sure will.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So Roche #1 should go the way of Gaimin here.
Oh, this is faster than I expected. Tag team is quite crazy good.
Top tower
Tag
is
team.
under attack.
Yeah, I mean, it's still tag team, right?
Guess in a way. Gives 2 members damage.
Radiant's middle tower
So
is under attack.
it's not.
Roshan
Still good for Roshing.
Indeed. And Quinn will take the Aegis. No big surprise there. Except for Synderen, who I'm sure would have guessed the wrong person if we gave him a chance. But he's learned from last game to just not give an opinion.
Yep.
Which is usually your forte, actually.
Really?
Yeah, you're very neutral on everything.
Okay, I believe you.
So what does Gaimin want to get out of this Aegis? And actually, nouns, surprisingly, are going to smoke into it. Prize
Radiant's
factor.
middle tower is
Essentially.
under attack.
We will run into Fly to get smoked as well. I mean, last game we did see Quinn take the Aegis, die immediately, and then Nouns just basically won the game off that fight. So feels like a similar move, but definitely different circumstances this time.
It's very different.
They're looking for the gate play, and actually, Gaimin were at there just a moment ago.
They're kind of fake. Oh, they do commit
went
now.
through. Duraccio in the trees, power shot.
Wow, this is so
The
awkward.
creeps. Oh my
Oh
goodness.
my god.
Oh my goodness. They're not smoked anymore though, so it's even more awkward as the jump in from Gunner is unsuccessful. He Shivas one hero, now he runs away in shame.
I was praising Nouns for their timing last game. That was really unfortunate. They were there, they had the perfect moment of opportunity for like 10 seconds, but they don't know.
Yeah.
They don't have vision, and then when he finally is like, okay, screw it, I'm going, the moment is gone.
Duraccio, he's going to show himself. He's going to get doomed, I believe. Bushwhack, okay, he's going to get saved by the Tusk, so the Doom not able to be used in a very successful fashion. Actually, it was on Quinn, so that's just the first Aegis. Now the runaway tactics from Nouns. They already lost their Phoenix. Lilas will TP out in the midst of all the spiders.
Is under attack.
So essentially a Doom for the Aegis.
Very good disengage. I thought that was going to cost them dearly. When the egg got popped there,
Dire's bottom
and the
tower
position that Gaimin Gladiators were in, I mean, it's still not a good outcome. You're going to lose 2 towers, but silver lining there, that could have been even worse, I think, for the side of Nouns. Quick reaction from Gaimin Gladiators to protect on that initiation. They're kind of baiting Duraccio out front, but Celery was quick to cover, and they obviously have their auras to protect him with the Pipe Greaves. Now it's Glyph time.
Yep, high ground attempt from
Hey.
Gaimin with the 4K lead now. No Aegis, of course.
They are
Quinn
just
very healthy.
They keep going. All right.
Bushwhack to try to slow this down a bit. Swarm as well. They don't have Doom's ultimate. Maybe that is what prompting this response from Gaimin Gladiators. Bushwhack onto Quinn. Zip in from Copy, not going to be fully committed. No, Gleipnir into the instant silence onto the Weaver. The Sunray trying to heal up the Weaver at the last moment here, but no. Down goes Yuma. And of course, Doom left with very little resources as Copy is the next hero on the list. He does have mana to get away, trying to kite Quinn to the high degree. Jumps in really deep and just gets insta-gibbed. With such low HP, very risky play.
Dire's bottom barracks
Nice
is
drop from
under
Celery to
attack.
dodge some damage here, but 4 kills for Gaimin, and this should be a full set of racks, if not more. Lilas being slowed to a crawl just outside of his fountain. So close, yet so far. Full team wipe for Gaimin.
Has fallen. Dire's bottom
And
barracks
all 3 cores It's 15 seconds. They'll be back to defend their second lane, but that is an absolutely massive blow. And what a play call to keep pushing. They didn't have Aegis. Dyrachyo is half health. They just make the read. We're stronger than them. It doesn't matter. They don't have Doom. They don't have Supernova. We can do this. And they get the maximum value out of that play. Full lane, 5 kills, and a clean disengage. And all they lost was Quinn.
And they force out the last fortification for quite a while on that tower there.
Yeah. Very, very nicely played.
See how fast they want to reset, because, of course, Roche will not be back anytime soon. But with this 9K lead, the world is Gaimin's oyster to some degree.
Dire are scanning.
I mean, this is going to be kind of telling if they choose to push again now, or if it literally was, okay, no Doom, no Supernova, we can do whatever we want. And it does seem that's the play call, because your conditions now are better than on your first push, with the exception of those 2 cooldowns, and they feel like that's the biggest deal. Not having that in their arsenal was enough for the push. Now that they have them, they're going to chill, play the map, control the waves. Don't know if they're going to wait for another Roche. It's quite far away. The earliest respawn is 3 minutes away.
Yeah, and by then, the Daedalus will be there for Dyrachyo, and that is a scary proposition. I mean, that's something we didn't really mention. A lot of times against this winner at this tournament, the pick for the opposing team, at least one blade mail, right? Like a Kunkka or a Centaur or something like that. I mean, Doom could theoretically buy it, but it's not a normal item, at least.
I wouldn't actually have been that mad at that. Could have been interesting. I'm not saying that would have changed the outcome of the game, but I don't mind that idea to get blade mail and Doom in this game. Probably not anymore.
They're not stopping. Top lane is what they have their sights set on.
Nouns are kind of slow to get here.
They are, but they do have every spell at their disposal. Tower's already dead, though. And they get scanned out.
I mean, Gaimin knows there is no way they're not flanking us when they're not.
For sure. Gunner's going to show, pops the Shivas. Blink in, but nobody to be found quite yet. Sunray going to try to provide a little bit extra, but everything missing here for Nouns, even the sharpshooter. As Gaimin dodging left and right. It's like a mini game. And now Nouns will have to go back to the high ground without the surprise tactics at their disposal.
Yeah, so unfortunately for Nouns, if you do want to make that flank move, which I appreciate them going for, I think that was the best play. They have to make it quicker. When you let the enemy team take 2/3 of the tower before you start going there, they know you're coming from the flank. The flank move has to effectively hit as they start sieging, so they second guess whether you're doing it or not. That was incredibly obvious.
Right, Celery is found. Gunner's going to jump in. They get the silence, but the Sunray being used to heal Gunner up just a little bit. Yuma has to use his BKB in retreat, so really not much damage done just to Celery. Another bit of a whiff here from Nouns. They don't really expend anything huge. Still have Doom. They still have, well, they have Egg, just not enough mana to use it, apparently, at this moment in time. Question is, does Gaimin continue? We're a minute away from knowing when Roche will spawn.
Yep.
And Lelis is going to transition into trying to do a little bit of right click, I would think. Although he did take the Nemesis curse. I guess that's from, because he's so long range, extra damage is just what you go for.
They need all the damage they can get. It's the biggest problem for the Dire right now is actually locking down and killing heroes. So if the Hoodwink can do that little bit extra on an Acorn shot, could make a difference. Gunner's trying to wipe out the spiders. Unfortunately, they will get grieved. We'll survive the first volley. And maybe that's just going to be Ace building up an army to siege top now. We'll see. This time Nouns are going to be there quicker. I mean, they have to because they don't have a buffer.
I mean, a lot of them have just been in the base waiting. So it's a lot of time wasted as well.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just now we're at the point where they're losing flat out on economy. Like Gaimin have control of 80% of the map, and the only way Nouns really get it back is with a one fight. They have to find a smoke, they have to jump the right target, get the Doom off, and the question is who's the best target. It's probably Quinn, but it's hard to find reliable kills against a team that has the Pyke on Sniper to get him out of trouble, Greaves, Pipe, and drinking buddies into Snowball.
Yep. And I believe Quinn was working on a Lincoln's.
Yep.
So
he almost has it.
That Another
Gunner.
obstacle for the Doom. Speaking of the Doom, we'll have to pop the BKB.
Can't TP out against the punch.
Yeah, he's dead. Easy kill, and he does not have buyback. So this is a 5 versus 4 for Gaimin. Let's see if they take advantage of this. We can see that the Roche timer a minute and a half away. So this would theoretically be the correct play to go for this now. And this tier 3 is dead as well. And I believe they're just going to have to give it up. They do have fortification, though, as there's the initiation onto Copy, but not going to fully commit. As the Assassinate was being procced, but not going to fly out.
Very patient of Copy to hold his BKB there. It was clearly what Quinn was going for, was baiting it out, but Copy felt safe enough.
They're going to have to defend here. Still 12 seconds away from getting their Doom back. Does have his ultimate. Range racks at the very least is going to fall here in all likelihood. Actually, we'll play it a little bit safer. An ace will get drinking's buddy. Drinking a buddies. How do you even use that in a sentence?
Did they use it on you?
He's getting drunk.
He gets drinkies buddied.
He's having a drink tonight. So they'll back away, play this safe, and go for the next Roche in all likelihood, which maybe sound like a broken record. Nouns are going to have to contest this when that eventually comes. I mean, it is daytime for another 2 minutes, so
Yep.
do they even want to relocate to that area of the map?
I mean, do they have
just wait?
Do they have a choice?
I'm talking about from Gaimin's side.
Do they have a choice but to win this game? Can they do anything else but win, except the last game?
Yeah, we'll see.
I think the best way to get Roche is to stay up here.
Over here now.
You know? Just keep controlling it for as long as you like. If you ever find a singular pick, you have the choice of, do we actually want to start heading down for the Roche, or do we want to just go for the GG? Because as long as this wave is pushed in this aggressively, Nouns can never go for Roche. The Roshan lineup is too slow. If they go for it, they get mega.
Okay, as you're saying this, you're doing the literal opposite.
No, but it's fine. I'm saying by doing what they're doing, they get the choice, right? And they choose to do it now, but they didn't have to. This could have waited another minute if they wanted and then take it top, right? It's like, what's the real risk? As long as you keep pushing in top and the enemy team has to show heroes, then they're not Roshan.
You even curse Roshan. That's crazy.
Roshan's going to survive this.
Yes.
I think Roshan will win TI.
So you can't use it ironically because the gods know. Gaimin himself knows as Gunner. He's going to go all out for this. His smoke is popped though. His Celery is going to be shown by the Shivas, and Gunner not interested in him, and already the Aegis is taken. Duraccio gets the Aegis, and this is a dead Doom. 50 seconds on the deck. Gets off his ultimate onto the Windrunner, but again, has the Aegis, so doesn't really mind dying. The Snowball will keep him alive just a little bit longer, as they're going to be able to take out Phoenix easily. Nice time lapse to dodge some damage, but Nouns are going to have to hightail away. They will lose Lelis in the process, though. They have 2 buybacks, but not the Doom. And even if he did, no ultimate to use.
Yeah.
Is that your analysis?
All right.
God, you're the best.
Here's my analysis. Nouns are in trouble. But
All right.
Here, okay,
Great.
the good news for Nouns is there's a third game.
Yes.
And in that one, things can go different than this one and more similar to the first one. And the first one was good for them because they won.
Panel,
So
take notes of
they
this.
They could do that.
Unbelievable speech by Cinderin. Hopefully it's motivating you to say smart things. I think we all got dumber in the process, though. All right, they're going to have 5 members up for Nouns, so they'll have the opportunity to defend this. But you can see the Roche banner right in front of the tier 4 towers as Copy getting destroyed. He's done. Does have buyback, though.
Here
The whirlwind for
comes the machine
Duraccio.
gun.
Still has the Aegis, though, as the egg is going to get consumed. Very delicious for Gaimin Gladiators to eat. I believe it was scrambled this time around. As Ace, they are not doing anything to this hero right now. Gunner brought back into the fray, destroyed again. Copy will have to zip back into the fountain as a double kill for Quinn. Now it's left in the 5 versus 3 as the GGs come out. So this will, in fact, go to a game number 3.
Yeah. As I was saying early on in this game, I feel like Gaimin made some really good adjustments after the problems they faced in game number 1, and that's just class, you know? They had some problems. They still ran their Brood back this time as a 3rd pick, but they built around it really differently and made for a much cleaner game. So, well done.
Indeed, and I believe this is the